Hi Sunshines, welcome back to our channel, M.A.D.CURLS. I'm TaylorAnne.
And I'm LoriAnne.
And in this video today, which is highly requested, we are going to be talking about hair growth, healthy hair, what we have done over the years to grow our hair, to maintain length, to keep it healthy.
The products that we use.
The products we use.
How often we use them, why we use them. What the things that we read about it, the tips that we've learned, tips that we're here to share with you. There's so many videos out there on YouTube about hair growth, and you click on them and within 5 minutes you realize it's not for you. It's just the same old mantra. And in our viewers out here might feel, oh, they're not saying anything, they're not offering anything, and it very well may be that case, but our followers might want to know exactly what we do, because there really isn't a day that doesn't go by that we don't get a DM, or if we're out and about, we kind of draw that attention. People find it very cute and unique that our hair coloring is the same for whatever reason, that we highlighted it the same. So we get stopped so often when we're out about, oh my gosh, you guys have the same color hair, and so you know, is that your real hair? And so we just find it fascinating, and we just thought, it's a hot day here in Connecticut today, miserably hot, to the point where we really, well, I can't do anything with my hair, so that's why I'm doing this, but I like it anyway. But anyway, but we just thought we would just share, just kind of like a little sit-down chat. Might be a long one, because we kind of go off on tangents, me more so than Taylor, but we just thought we would just share what we do and how long our journey's been.
This video is going to be 100% real. No gimmicks, no fake stuff, no promises of grandeur.
Yeah.
This is just what we've done, what works for us.
No plastic bags overnight, and you wake up in the morning with 1.5 inches of hair.
Yeah.
That's never...
grow 10 inches in 1 month. Like no clickbait, none of that.
No.
So this is just what we do. The bottom line for us is time and patience, but we are going to show you some of the stuff that we do to grow our hair. So if you would like to see what we do, then just please keep watching. So let's talk a little bit of our natural hair journey, where we kind of started at. So for myself, I started my hair journey about 7 years ago. I was in high school, I would say about 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade, and before that I was getting relaxers in my hair, and then I decided to go out, get some box dye, and dye my hair jet black, and it completely fell out. So I went from, my hair was definitely longer than this, it was a whole lot stringier because I was relaxing it, and I box dyed it. It fell out to about here. My hair was completely gone. So I didn't say at that point right there, I'm going on my natural hair journey, because there was no natural hair journey at the time. I just stopped putting relaxers in my hair, and I stopped dyeing, and I stopped doing everything to it for a couple years to try to grow my hair back. So this is my hair 7 years later. You can still see. That's why in the back sometimes some pieces are shorter, some pieces, the front's longer, the back is shorter, because my hair is still growing back from almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my journey a little bit.
Yeah, and when you were going through your journey, probably about a year later, I was kind of like early to mid 40s. I was about 44 at that point. So mine was about 6 years ago. And just hormonally, sometimes when women get in their 40s, their hair just thins. And so at that point, my hair just kind of started thinning, and all the stuff I did over the years that I took for granted was kind of like it was coming back now to wreak havoc. So all those years of relaxing my hair caught up to me, and my hairstylist told me, just do not put any more relaxers in your hair. It's thinning out your hair, and it's only going to get worse. So I had to kind of wrap my mind around that, which was very difficult. And we were discussing making this video. We were going through pictures, and we just started seeing the uncomfortableness of where we were at with our looks with these pictures. But it's just something that you just have to plow through. You have to go through. And we just saw pictures where you're just kind of like half relaxed, half not. This part is relaxed, the roots are not. And so I just remember hearing that I could no longer relax my hair. And I think one big event we went to, and we just laughed at these pictures that were at this event, because I was comfortable at home and going out and about when people didn't know me, wearing my hair kind of sort of natural, where you wash it and you just let it go, even though the roots are puffy and the rest of it's straight, but you can scrunch it. But not in important places like church or church events or around family or friends. And when I tried to go out, it was about as hot a day as this was, and I went out trying to, in the morning, straightening my hair with the curling iron because I couldn't put relaxers in it. So now I'm dealing with unrelaxed hair with this hot curling iron on a very, very hot day, and everyone knows that if you don't have a relaxer in your hair, you're really working against the tide. So I'm straightening my hair. I knew what I was working against though, because I tied a scarf around my hair all the way to this picnic, and by the time I got there, I wasn't outside in that hot, humid heat for about 10 minutes before you just started seeing the growing of the hair just going up, the roots puffy and thick. And at that point, I think that afternoon I came home and just decided at that point to go natural, and I started right there. I guess now it would be called transitioning, where you have two different textures. Then I just called it just desperation.
Yeah, back then there was no natural hair movement. There was no names. There was no big chopping. There was no transitioning. There was no support. There was no YouTube videos.
No.
There was nothing. We just knew that we had messed up our hair, and we just had to fix it. Let it do its thing. We just basically stopped what we were doing.
Yeah.
That's it. We didn't have gimmicks. We weren't doing anything. We just stopped what we were doing.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of our journey. So for the first 4 years, I would say, of our journey, we were just doing our hair the best way we could. We were styling it the best way we could just to make the mess on our hair look good. So, but we weren't intentionally doing anything.
What we discussed is that we were successful by avoidant. We avoided relaxers. We avoided... we avoided
relaxers, we avoided hair dye, we avoided heat. We just stopped all the bad stuff we were doing for like the first 4 years of our journey. And then the natural hair movement kind of started to pick up, I would say, or some people were starting, like, the OG Sunkissed Alba, and they started putting out videos and different tips and tricks, and so it started to take off a little bit. So we were learning different things, and so now here's some of the stuff that we do now that we know. We intentionally now try to keep our hair healthy. We intentionally try to grow our hair, but
there were a few big name brand hair care brands that came out. Carol's Daughter, Miss Jessie's,
who else?
Kinky Curly, and
Shea Moisture. Was that an OG kind of? Jane Carter. There was a few, because there was like none in the stores, but then a couple kind of started to trickle out. Definitely Kinky Curly, definitely Miss Jessie. So we started to kind of pick up natural hair products here and there. But before there were any, I remember I was using like Garnier Fructis Mousse.
Yes.
LA Looks Gel, just anything, because there wasn't any natural hair products in the stores because there was no natural hair movement.
There wasn't even the concept of co-wash. I remember that commercial that used to come on TV because it had, her name wasn't Laura Ingalls, but I remembered her as Laura Ingalls. But what was her name in real life? Elizabeth something or another. The little girl that played on Laura Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. But she was on the commercial with that Chaz Dean, and he was doing Win. And so I got Win, and that was the closest thing at the time. He didn't call it co-washing, but that's simply what it was. It was this big, thick, rich conditioner. That's simply what it was. I got the whole line in the mail and immediately put it in my hair. It was a very unique thing. He said it kept your hair moisturized, and it was this unique idea of this thick, it was a conditioner, but he didn't call it that. And then after that, I think people started getting the idea that was a ridiculously priced product because he was the first one on the market to do something of that nature. Then people get smart after a while, and they duplicate it, and what people were duplicating it with was Suave shampoo or Suave conditioner. They'd go to the store and they would get the $1.99 Suave at Walmart and just kind of wash their hair with that. Then somebody was brilliant enough, and before we got on here, we were saying we wish we would have coined that phrase. The co-wash, somebody actually came out with a conditioning wash, co-wash. That's where the word co-wash came from. And it was simply a conditioner that you wash your hair with, co-wash. And I don't know who was the first one to come out with that, but that was the idea. But Chaz Dean was the first one with that Win product, that conditioner that you wash your hair with. And that's what I bought initially, kind of like crossing over a little bit into that idea, but never with me really sticking with that. You got into it. You liked it. I kind of,
I did. Yeah, I started, before I even knew what it was, like co-washing, I used to wash my hair with Aussie Moist conditioner. I just liked how soft it made my hair. And I totally put shampoos on the shelf. Once I found Aussie Moist, I started washing my hair with conditioner to make it soft, which
The idea of it, as your mother, I'm like, Tay, you cannot wash your hair with conditioner. That is so dirty to me. Just washing your hair. Where's the suds? Where's the shampoo? The idea of co-wash didn't even appeal to me. I just thought she's just a teenager, just kind of trying to do her own thing. It made no sense to me that you wash your hair with conditioner. But that you liked the way it felt in your hair.
I did.
You kind of really, you liked it from the beginning. I just never thought it made any sense. I said, you're not going to get the dirt out of your hair. You need that suds, that shampoo to suds it up and then rinse it, let it run clean with water. But you started washing your hair with conditioner at a very young age.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
just went off on a little tangent. Excuse this fan here because it is super, super, super hot and I'm sweating, so you have to bear with us. We're getting brain fog. We're going off on tangents. Okay, let's try to refocus. Okay, so the first thing we do is we take hair growth vitamins. Maj, talk to them about the hair growth vitamins we take.
Hair growth vitamins. Initially, we started with biotin. We began to start reading things on the internet about hair growth, and biotin was the #1 vitamin that always popped up whenever you would talk about hair growth or Google in hair growth. Biotin was always the #1 thing that popped up. So we started off a few years ago with straight biotin. Then people kind of started getting in on different companies came out. So the main thing that we do now is kind of like this hair, skin, and nails idea. All right, so this is what we take now. We swear it works. We have the results, the proven results. I started it before Tay did, and you have different companies and stuff that you went to.
Yeah, I know you were taking vitamins, and then I was sent the Bounce Curl vitamins, which I took for about 3 months. But they absolutely worked. I absolutely love them. The only thing I didn't like was the size of the pill, and that's just my thing. I didn't like choking down those pills.
Yeah.
So I switched over to the Nature's Bounty because the pill is smaller. That's the only reason. But I did start with the Bounce Curl ones, which if you were taking those, they absolutely work. I did love them. I just didn't like the size. But now we both take the Nature's Bounty.
We can't say
vitamins.
Specifically how much of a difference it is, but I guess regular, normal hair is supposed to grow about an inch and a half a month, and I don't know, we don't really do these hair length checks.
We definitely don't.
But we see results. I'll notice. I'll say to Taylor, I'm like, I like your hair's growing. I see your hair looks fuller. What are you doing differently? So it's something that we just kind of eyeball. You just kind of know your own hair. So and I just kind of gauge from when I chopped my hair off in November, and it was extremely short. And I would say by March it was in a style and a length that was wearable, that I didn't feel like, wow, when is my hair ever going to grow back? I just started feeling comfortable with that length.
Yeah.
So I think it grew back pretty fast from November.
And it's not even just like the length, it's the feel. Like I feel like these vitamins, not only do they grow my hair, but my hair feels thicker in the roots, and it just feels healthier with these vitamins. So
when people talk about growing hair, I said to Taylor, we have to figure out what kind of growth do they want. Do they want length? Because not everyone wants length. I particularly now at this age don't necessarily want length as much maybe as density, the fullness of it. I don't want just stringy length. And I don't think stringy length would look good on you. I think fullness. So it's the fullness here, the density, and also length. So you have to kind of figure out what it is that you want. But whatever it is, you can kind of achieve both if you start off with the foundation. We think with vitamins. I've seen it too many times where I've cut my hair. I've cut my hair twice now, really, really short, and started taking these, and I've seen quick results with this.
So
that's one thing.
First thing we do is vitamins. So once you start to get the length, you need to maintain the length. So something that's really big for my mom and I is detangling. How we detangle our hair. Some people detangle it wet, some people detangle it dry. However you do it, you need to take your time with it. That's the major key here, because you can rip your hair out, cause split ends. I remember back before my hair fell out from dyeing it 7 years ago, I had like all this hair, and I would just be in the shower under the water, just like yanking it through, like I'm tired, I want to get out of the shower, I'm sick of all this hair, and I would get out and have like wads of hair in the brush, in the drain, like not caring. I'm like, whatever.
Just so careless. Just so careless
Just
with
so
our hair.
careless.
When I started losing it as a 40-year-old woman, I just would see Taylor with all this beautiful length, and I just hear yanking and yanking and yanking.
You hear all the pops.
And I figured I went through that as a child, as a teenager, and no one was there to tell me not to do it. So I don't want to like police her here, like I'm making a god out of her hair. But I was just like, if she only knew. And then, but I would just tenderly, just kind of like finger. Once I lost mine.
Yeah, once we lost our hair,
finger detangle.
Then every strand counted, and we started like intentionally detangling a certain way.
Yeah.
So One of the things I do for detangling is, as I said, I don't shampoo my hair, I co-wash. So I detangle my hair with a co-wash. The two co-washes I use right now, which I feel like I'm going to use forever because I love them, are the Can't2 Complete Conditioning Co-Wash and the Aussie Moist Coconut Co-Wash. I've mentioned these a million times probably on here and on my other social medias. I love these two. They have so much slip, and that's the key when detangling your hair. You want to detangle it with something with slip, and so that's how I detangle my hair. I first detangle it with my hands, and then I'll go in with my wide tooth comb here, and that's how I detangle my hair in sections, very slowly.
You didn't tell me to bring my co-wash in. I want to show my co-wash because it's a really good one.
Okay.
So you have to pause it.
Please hold.
Okay, so now we're getting down to business. I have my glasses on. This is serious business here. So what I use to co-wash with is Curl Junkie's Daily Fix Cleansing Hair Conditioner. I like this so much. This is the $20 size. I get it online from the site curljunkie.com. And I just got this one. This is like, I think, a $60, roughly $60 size, and has a little pump on it. So I love this. I put this in my hair, wash it, rinse it out, and my hair is pretty much detangled at that point. When it was longer, it kind of really wasn't, but now that it's shorter, it definitely is. And I also, when it's in my hair, kind of just go through it with my wide tooth comb. I love this comb. Where's your comb? Which one did you use? Oh, yes. Did I give you that one?
You did not.
I think I did. I think I did. As a matter of fact, I know I did. Okay.
That's neither here nor there.
Right?
Okay. So that's what you do to detangle your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you detangle yours really slowly. Let me explain to you how slowly Mom detangles her hair. If we leave the house at 9, my mom will get up to take a bath or like shower, whatever, at 5:30. So she has time to detangle her hair.
I did because I'm still traumatized from the months that I was rushed through, and my husband might have been in the car honking the horn, and I'm just rushing through at the end. So, and I'm yanking and pulling. No more days of yanking and pulling. I will not go to an event if I have to yank and pull and speed it up and rush. I'm like, you guys just leave without me. My hair is not worth that event. That event will come and go, and I'll be bald-headed. So you guys go on without me. I am not rushing anymore to any events, yanking and combing and raking and pulling out strands of hair, more than my 100 strands a day. No more. Those days are over.
So bottom line for this is to take your time detangling your hair because you're spending all this time trying to grow your hair. So you want to take care of it once you get it and it's on your head.
Yeah, one session of detangling your hair can literally make you lose
Set
more
you back.
than that you grew in a whole month. You grow an inch and a half, and you really could lose that in one rush job, improper detangling of your hair. What a waste.
So along the line of maintaining your healthy hair once like you start to grow it is deep conditioners.
Yes.
So we do deep conditioning routines. Mama, do you want to talk about your routines?
Yes. Along with the Curl Junkie line, I just love that line. We've never talked about it yet on our channel because it was kind of like exclusive to me. Taylor never really got into it like me. I think I bought every single conditioner, every single treatment, and they have 2 shampoos. One, the one that I just showed you, they have like a co-wash type of shampoo, and the other one, what is called a gentle shampoo, where if you want that sudsy feeling, you get the suds. But so those were the co-wash and the shampoos that I use. But the conditioners, there's just so many in this line. So Curl Junkie, my favorite one is the Curl Rehab. It comes in also another kind of tub size like this and with the pump on it. But this one I love. It lasts me pretty long time, and to me it has the ultimate slip. And so I use this one. It's called Curl Rehab Moisturizing Hair Treatment. And I put this one in. There's 2 scents. One is strawberry. This one kind of, I think it's gardenia. So I use this one for moisturizing, and this one for moisturizing when I'm looking for a deep conditioner. The Camille Rose, which I've talked about over and over again. I think it was in our positive video. This is the Algae Renew Deep Conditioner. I love this one. This is something I got onto this year, and I love this. So these 2 are my deep conditioners for as far as healthy hair and moisturization. But there's 2 different types of deep conditioners. So you want to talk about yours because yours are moisturizers too, right? For deep conditioners, right?
So some of the deep conditioners that I like to use, one is the Rawkin online. They're like an online company, almost like an Instagram kind of company, but I love their products. This is their Vanilla Bean Deep Treatment. I love to use this one. I'll put this in at night before I know I'm going to wash my hair. And it also says you can leave it in for 10 to 15 minutes, like in the shower, but I always do mine the night before, and this makes my hair really soft. My absolute favorite, which I swear by, which I feel like a lot of curly girls who start their natural journey, like they always start at like Aussie Moist because it's so inexpensive and it's just so good. But I love the Aussie Moist 3-Minute Miracle. I use this in the shower as well. Quick deep conditioner. And it's important to deep condition your hair because you want to keep it, healthy, soft, moisturized.
When it's dry, it tends to break off more, and you lose it more. You have a rough time of it throughout the day. Products don't take to it as well, and just mainly the breakage of it. So it's very important. That's the first key. When I went through the hair loss, I went through different YouTube videos. At this point, I went through 2 hair loss journeys in my life. So this second time around, now we have more YouTube videos about this kind of topic and how to grow hair. The main thing I kept hearing was this deep conditioner. But there are 2 different types. So we talked about just general healthy hair kind of growth, but then there are also ones for severe problems, issues, and this is the main one that I always start with when all else fails, this Afro-G. Actually, it's not when all else fails, it's where we start at.
Yeah, so this isn't a deep conditioner, it's protein treatments.
Yes, treatment. Yeah, protein treatment. So this is where we started. You started 7 years ago when your hair was falling out. I said Afro-G because I learned this years ago when I had my son, and hormonally my hair started falling out. I guess when you're pregnant, you get all this beautiful hair, you're radiant, beautiful skin, beautiful hair. But then after I had my son, then you start losing all your hair. So I was told, try Afro-G, and I did, and it worked. So whenever something happens again, I just go back to what was told to me years ago, the familiar, and I started this again. So I started this with Taylor when she lost her hair, finished it up with me when I lost mine twice 6 years ago, and then just recently in November went back to Afro-G, and it's a 2 kind of step process. You put it in, it really hardens like a rock in your hair, and then you rinse it out. I think you have to bake it in almost like with a hair dryer, sit under a dryer or use a blow dryer to blow it out. So this was the protein treatment. And the other one, do you have any? Because I have the second one.
No, I didn't bring any protein.
Was the ORS hair mayonnaise. Everyone knows this one. I thought this was just for relaxed hair, or back when we were all doing our hair that relaxed way, or how were we putting heat and stuff. But no, I think since they've kind of okayed this for the natural hair community. So I've gotten this, and I've even taken it up a notch. This time around, I didn't want to really do Afro-G. I do it every 6 weeks, the Afro-G. But I didn't want to do that, so I did Afro-G for 2 6-week periods of time, maybe even 3 since November. And then last 6 weeks ago, I did this one. I think it suggests that you start off with this uplifting shampoo, and you rinse it out, and then you're supposed to use this as the conditioner. Let this sit in. I think you sit under a dryer maybe for, what does it say, maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes here. And so this works just as well. This lasted about 6 weeks. I can kind of feel now a little bit of the dryness maybe. I don't want to start that whole breakage thing again, so it's probably time to do this. But these are treatments, protein treatments. The other ones were moisturizing conditioners, deep conditioners. These are actually treatments to stop any sort of damage, breakage, dryness, lack of protein, something. But these are heavy duty major doses, and I didn't realize, because you always tend to overdo when you get desperate and you start losing your hair. You just keep doing this, almost I was doing this on a daily basis when you're desperate, but then you start realizing that these things are heavy duty, serious treatments, and you have to respect what they do.
Yeah, because you can overdo it.
You can overdo it, yeah. So I was overdoing it at some point, but I've since learned that just do it the way it's said. It's not going to make it work any better if you do it every day as opposed to once every 6 weeks. It really works equally the same. If anything, you do worse when you do it every day because you're overdoing it. So that's another thing that we do to grow our hair.
So the next thing that we do, or something else that we do, are scalp massages with oils, and we do this because to massage your scalp, first of all, it feels really good, and it stimulates growth. It gets your scalp all tingly. So scalp massages regularly with oil are super important. And one of the oils, number 1 oils that we swear by, is the Jamaican black castor oil, and my mom actually took the Jamaican black castor oil challenge.
Because I'm very skeptical by nature, so I would see all these things. And I'm older, so we come from 2 different schools of thought. You kind of buy into some of these things, and I'm one to say, I don't know. I have to experience it myself. So I kept seeing this Jamaican black castor oil challenge all around, and this was during one of my hair loss journeys, back to hair growth journey, and this 3-month challenge with the Jamaican black castor oil. At the time, it was very hard to find. I finally, I think, got it online someplace, and the one that I got was everyone's familiar with this one now, the Sunny Isle. Now you can get it anywhere. It's even in Walmart, Target, whatever. But at the time, there's 2 different kinds. I got the extra dark, thinking it was going to do extra stuff, but it doesn't matter whether it's dark or extra dark. This does work And it shocked me because I was doing it every single night. When I do something, I put my mind to something, there's no stopping me. So this said 3 months, and 3 months it was. Every single night I put this thick black oil in my hair, like it was just a ritual every night. And it was very thick, so the next day I was bound to wash my hair. You cannot possibly go around with this. And for 3 months, every night, just poured it into my hands and just put it in my scalp, just all over, all over. And within probably about a month, month and a half, my hair was so thick. And I said to Taylor, I was like, oh my gosh, my hair, I can't get a comb through. Like, what is wrong with it? She goes, Mom, you've been putting that Jamaican black castor oil in your hair every night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot. So the density grew. The length, I guess, maybe, I guess I didn't notice the length. What I noticed was the thickness of it. So in this case, it worked for me as far as the thickness of it all. And this, I do buy into this Jamaican black castor oil. And I started, it's so time consuming and you have to be so dedicated. And I just was not, as you guys say, pressed to do it this time around. But I do know that I can always fall back on this. And I'll start it and kind of just too much dedication to this. It's too messy but it does work. It certainly works. So this
it all
was
depends.
One of them.
You know, you can grow your hair and you can have healthy hair. It all depends on how much time you want to put into it.
Yeah.
It's totally how much time you want to put into it. But you use some other oils for hair. Like now there's like hair growth oils, which you have a couple of those.
So then after the Jamaican black castor oil took over the market, then everyone started getting onto this whole idea of this hair growth oil. So again, me being the skeptic that I am, I started buying them to see, do they really work? One that I found really worked, I liked, was the Curls, I guess frizz-free, the Blueberry Bliss. I'm almost done with this one, but I love this one. I kind of work it the same way I work the Jamaican black castor oil, put it in my hair every night, rub it in, massage it in, and maybe put a plastic cap over my head and sleep in it overnight. And I found length. You can't really narrow down what works. We're just kind of giving you a wide variety of things that we've done and we've seen results, but who's to say which exactly it is? And we're not saying that you go out and get all of this, from the vitamins to the oils to the deep conditioners. We're just saying this combination of things worked for us. It was exclusive to us and it worked for us. But I'm not saying, I don't think it would not work for you. I'm saying that if one of these are bound to work. We've done it all and it's all worked. We've done it at different times. So one of them had to have worked, more than others. I just think they all work.
But then there's that piece where, like, that first 4 years of our journey, we weren't doing anything, and our hair still was growing.
Because hair grows.
So I feel like people hate to hear it, but I tell people the bottom line is time. It really is. It really is time, and you can do these things. Watching how you detangle, deep conditioning, putting oils in your hair to keep it moisturized. You can do all that kind of stuff, but the bottom line really is time for the hair to grow out of your head.
I think if you're a healthy person, your hair is going to grow no matter what. I don't even really buy into the whole school of thought about fresh fruits and vegetables and all of this, because I don't really eat that. I eat maybe one meal a day, and it's a very skimpy meal because it's just the way that I eat. So I can't say, I ate all these vegetables, or I ate all this fruit, or I drank all this water. Your hair is going to grow regardless, is the bottom line. But you have to get in your mind, it's time. The bottom line is time. And I know people want quick answers, and it just really is no quick answer.
Yeah.
What was the thing we were talking about last night that we said was the same as growing hair, that the reality of it was time? What was that? We were watching a show on TV, and we said at the end of the day, we didn't want to hear it, but we were just like, time. It just takes time.
Yeah,
we wanted a quick answer to that.
Okay, so we couldn't remember what we said, but like the bottom line is that anything worth having, I guess, takes time.
Time.
My mom mentioned how if you want to get a degree, you got to go into school and put that work in, and 4 years later you have a degree. You put your time in. So same with hair, you got to put some time in, time and patience, a little bit of work.
And time is exactly what it says. It's time. When people go to jail, they say they're doing their time.
Yeah.
When they get out, they don't want to hear anything because they've done their time, as they say. So it's time, and that's just the bottom line. It's horrible to hear because you think, oh my gosh, how much? But it's
because it can vary from person to person.
It really can. Yeah. When I thought about it, when you said, Mom, remember 6 years ago when you lost your hair, and so when I thought about it, when I cut my hair back in November, oh my gosh, it really didn't take 6 years. It did take time. I didn't cut it one day, and by the next day, I cut it on a Friday. By Saturday, my hair was not back on my head. It wasn't back a week later. But after a while, you get used to the idea of this time, and you kind of forget about it, and before you know it, wow, so probably I cut in November. By March, I started seeing hope there. Or maybe my mindset. During that time, your mind changes, and it's not your focus as much anymore. You start making do, coming up with styles, doing different things, and you just get used to what you have. And pretty soon, yeah, I got so used to it, I decided I like it this length. It's staying.
Yeah.
You know, and I've cut it twice now since then because I like it so much. My mind changed.
I mean, over our journey, we really weren't pressed for growth. We just got used to what we had, and we styled it and tried to be cute the whole ride. And like, you know, now this is our hair now, and even now we're still trying to style it, trying to be cute, but you know, you just work with what you have when you have it for as long as you have it during that time. So what else do you have to show our viewers?
So the one I use right this very minute, which I probably use when I get off the video, is this one, Camille Rose. I'm on my Camille Rose kick these days. I love this oil. This is the Camille Rose Naturals Cocoa Nibs and Honey Ultimate Growth Serum. It has all this extra fancy words down here, but this is it right here. I love this one. So I take it, and this has a little spout, so I open it up and literally take it around here, all my extra, put it through here, just put it all through my hair, and I really think this works, because I told you I've cut my hair twice now since November, and that just really kind of didn't happen in the past. So I love this oil. And then if you don't want to do oil, it's too messy, this you can do the same thing, Camille Rose Naturals Growth and Shine Balm. So this one is kind of like a liquidy oil, and this one is a thick balm. It's kind of thick. I even use those kind of things you have in the store in makeup departments where you like a little scoop, where I have to scoop it out. It's that thick. I have to take my nail actually and scrape it and get this out, and I start and put it in the scalp. And this is Growth and Shine Balm, same thing. So these kind of things together, one night, one another night, just whatever. But these growth serums and these growth oils do work. They've worked for me, and I think they'll work for you. Anyone that has hair in their head and blood running through your scalp, these things are going to work. So just some final tips from us. Two last little tips. For healthy hair, if you want like healthy curly natural hair, or you know, kinky hair, whatever you have, if you want healthy hair, I stay away from heat. I don't blow dry my hair. I don't straighten it. I don't do any of that on the regular at all, because every time you're blow drying your hair, you're literally you're burning your curl pattern out, and you're thinning your hair out. And so I tell people, if you're serious about your journey, do not put heat to your hair whatsoever. And the new word I've learned was, I never knew it existed, was that heat training.
Heat train. You do it so much,
that your hair just simply doesn't have its curl pattern anymore. And I didn't know what that was. But even if you kind of stay away from these things and you think just one time you're going to do this, or I'll just do it for this one event or this one occasion, you do heat train your hair, which means that you could have a curl pattern, but you pull this through your hair learns this idea of the straightness, and you can't get it back to the curl because it's been trained to do this. You pressed it and pulled it through so much, so it may not be damaged. It could be very healthy, but now it's just bone straight. So
or like you'll find when you revert back to curly hair, your curl's not as tight as it was before when you straightened it. It might come back, but it might take, you know, a couple of days or whatever. But if you straighten your hair or anything on the regular, when your hair is when you're trying to be natural, especially in those early days of you going natural, the early months, the early years, and you're transitioning or whatever, and you're straightening your hair out, you're heat training your hair, and you're damaging it.
So we can't stress that enough. As much as we stress time and patience, is as much as we stress stay away from heat. Even one time is one time too often, because you never know at that point if you do damage. There's a famous YouTube video out there that's hysterical to us. This girl, she's curling her hair and she's pulling it through, and she's showing people how to do it, and you probably have seen it, and the curl comes off on the iron. Imagine growing your hair and the curl is coming off on this heat, on this object that she's curling her hair with. She's like, just keep it here for 5 seconds. She said, no, about 20 seconds. And we're looking at you like 20 seconds with that kind of heat, and pretty soon you see the hair just shriveling up on that heat.
From blonde to brown, and just it came off.
So just one moment of damage like that, all your work was in vain.
And then the final tip is hair trims. I was never big on trims, because I'm like, my hair, my length. But at one point a couple months ago, my ends were straight. It was long, but it was straight points, and my mom was just like, cut it off. Like, that's not length. That's not points.
Length. That's
so
point.
We're not saying, I know there's a myth where people say if you cut your hair, it'll grow your hair. I feel like that's true, but it's not like but mostly like it's true because you're keeping your ends healthy, because if your ends are split, they're gonna split up your head, and you're gonna lose hair. Your hair is gonna break off, so it's good to keep your ends healthy.
The idea of it is when your hair grows out of your head. So when your hair grows out of your head, and it's growing, when it gets to that point where you have that damage where your hair splits, it doesn't grow down in length. It just starts splitting and splintering, and it gets frizzy and frizzy. The ends are always frizzy. You just always notice. I know when I kind of highlight my hair, the ends are always the parts that are the roughest to curl, because it's the ends that take the most damage, the most wear and tear. So these split ends just have to go. They have to go. It's not length. It's just scraggly hair. You can even pull it. I see girls trying to do this length thing, this length check, and they do it, and they bring this last strand,
this little microscopic
down
piece
here,
of hair,
right here. Like, where does this strand end? Like, this is where my hair is. No, it's probably back up here somewhere, where the healthy hair was.
Yeah,
not that point at the end.
So just get frequent trims. We are going to be posting a video of like our hair trims, because my mom actually does my trims. So you trim my hair.
I'm the mom du jour.
The mom du jour. So yeah, these are all our tips and tricks that we do to grow our hair and to keep it healthy. If you do any of these things, if you use any products, or if you have other tips and tricks, we'd love to hear them. Write them down in the comments below. We'd love to see what you do to keep your hair healthy, to grow your hair. Other than that, anything else you'd like to say?
No, we just wanted to come to you with this video because it's a question that we're often asked, and we just wanted to share this on this very hot day.
It's a very hot day. So if you are on your natural hair journey right now, your healthy hair journey, just keep on pressing on. We want to encourage you that it is definitely all worth it in the end. And yeah. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in our next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.